This is WBSM On Demand.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Let me get on this microphone. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. I did. And we're getting down to the, it's almost Christmas, right? It's almost Christmas. So we're getting down to the end of the shopping days, and some of you are just starting. Boy, I had a great weekend. Talked to a lot of people. Everybody was talking about what we've been talking about here for a couple of weeks now. Is or isn't Shane Burgo going to be the next city council president? So, if you don't want Shane to be the city council president, and look, I like Shane. He's a nice guy. But I don't think he's the right man at the right time. Right person, actually, right? So, coming from that perspective, it was a very good weekend. Because a lot of people have reached out to the city council and asked them to reconsider voting for Shane Burgo. And I can't report anything definitive at this moment, but I will tell you, progress is being made. Progress is being made. Not because of me, but because of people respecting the New Bedford Police Department. I thought the head of the union, the newly elected president, Lorenzo Gonzalez, who 17-year veteran of the New Bedford Police Department, came on this program and said, Shane's not the right guy. He's anti-police, and we don't want him. We don't think he would do a good job for the city of New Bedford. And that had a real impact, not just on you, the listeners, but on some of the city councilors who listen to this program. And the retirees from the New Bedford Police Department are making phone calls to their city councilors. Someone shared with me the email. Ron Cabral up there in Ward 1, former police officer, he's doing a hell of a job. Getting it out there. I go to dialysis with a retired New Bedford police officer. It's really having an impact. So I hope these city councilors remember that this is an election year. And the fact that Shane Burgo ran around in July asking you for your vote. Well, a lot has happened or not happened because of Shane, leader of the Shane Denistas, since he asked for your vote in July. Folks, this is a major position in a city government with a $500 million budget. It's not shotgun. It's not like me and my brothers and I were running out to the Ford Torino, to go on a trip with my dad, and we all yelled shotgun, and whoever got there first or said it first got to ride up front with Dad. I mean, that's just not how municipal government works. At least not anywhere else but New Bedford. So the fact that Shane pinned down a lot of councilors, then he had the audacity to attack the New Bedford Police Department from his chairmanship as the chairman of housing. And then he didn't even have, I think he's on vacation, when LeVar Gilbert, shot in the face, had a home rule petition delivered by Ian Abreu. Shane Burgo skipped the meeting, didn't even send a letter of support. As far as I know, there was no letter of support. So that was a shocking outrage. Not only to the police officers, the retirees, a couple of talk show hosts, but a number of city councilors, I am hearing, felt betrayed by that. They felt betrayed. 508-996-0500. Look, Shane Burgo is a very left-wing guy. And he's going to use his platform to carry forth his agenda. He's entitled to do it. What city councilors are not entitled to do is to say, I didn't know. I thought he wouldn't do it. Right? City councilors know that Shane Burgo is hostile to the police. Many of them are not. Unless they're lying. Right? Unless they've been playing a game at election time. Tricking the unions. And maybe they do secretly covet negative tendencies towards the police. But all the city councilors know now. He's hostile to police, and he uses every moment he can to attack the brave men and women of the New Bedford Police Department. 508-996-0500. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Yep, and in fact, I believe the guy hasn't read the TAC report yet. The only thing he could muster up was a couple of sentences to make to try and attempt to make the New Bedford police look bad, and that to me that speaks volumes. And the fact that he couldn't show up to support that officer that was shot in the face in the line of duty is not only disrespectful. It is 100% a good reason to not put him in that position. And I can't see Derek voting for him because from what I hear, that officer is like a brother to Derek.
I hear the same thing, yes.
Yeah, so and as you could tell by his speech, he was really emotional, and you could tell he really meant what he was saying. And, the fact that Shane couldn't be bothered to even write a letter or show up to the meeting is speaks volumes. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And his number one supporter, Maria Giesta, I did an article a few days ago. We put up an article, discussing what people are talking about when it comes to local politics. And Maria Giesta called the police. And
this is by the way, this is the best video journalist in our area, Carlos Felix, who runs Whaling City Live. Used to run New Bedford Live. Now he runs Whaling City Live. And a city councilor called the police on you?
I'm back with New Bedford Live again.
Oh, okay. All right. So a city councilor called the police on you?
Yeah.
For writing an article?
The thing with Whaling City Live gives me a little more freedom with certain things. So, if you really want to see my political stance on things, you go to the Whaling City Live. But, she called the police and had them come to my home looking for me to basically tell me, hey, Maria Giesta just called us saying you're harassing her because you put out an article about her, and she doesn't feel comfortable because I show up to meetings, because I call the radio. So me calling this radio in her eyes is harassment.
She's like Fidel Castro. That's outrageous.
This is crazy. I mean, you can't make these things up. You can't make these things up. This is a city councilor that is our voice. You know, they're supposed to be there to carry out what we want them to carry out. Of course, they have to use their own discretion in certain situations. I get it. That's why we vote for them. But this woman is not in her right state of mind. I'm sorry. She is so focused at getting this Shane Burgo elected. I can only imagine why. They must have something in mind because they're really focusing on getting this guy into that position. You know, and I truly am worried that they have more in store for New Bedford that we don't know about. And people really going to pay attention to these things. Hopefully the city councilors are paying attention and do the right thing. That's all I can say. You know, I try my best to put out the news. You know, once in a while people come to me with things, and I try to vet it out as much as I can. But I for the record, have never harassed any city councilor, and I'm not a threat to them at all. I would never do anything to harm any of those people.
When did the police show up at your house, Carlos?
It was a couple days ago.
Okay.
You know, and you know, it's just, you know, and I try so hard. I'm trying to do the right thing, and you know what? It seems like it's a lot harder for me to do the right thing than when I was doing the bad thing. I'll tell you that.
Well, I get it, but we're all glad you're not doing foolish stuff anymore.
No, of course, 100%. But, you know, thank you for what you do, Chris, because if it wasn't for you, you know, the people wouldn't know a lot of this stuff, you know, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate the call. That's outrageous, right? Absolutely outrageous. So, folks, if you haven't called your city councilor, please do it. Call up and say, look, whatever your particular circumstances are, most of you care about your city. Most of you realize that raising the auto excise tax is no way to help the working poor, the really poor, and the middle class. Raising the auto excise tax. Remember, Shane Burgo refused to sign the letter that was drafted by Brian Gomes and Sean Oliver, signed by every councilor, except for two. Right? Shane Burgo being one of them. This was a letter designed to support our state delegation. Majority, actually the entire delegation is Democrats, but they were all going to be against raising the auto excise tax. Senator Montigny, Representative Markey, Representative Hendricks, they came and sat right here and told us. So, to give them additional support against the governor, the council drafted a letter. Shane Burgo refused to sign it. Folks, you can't afford to have that kind of leadership in New Bedford. So call your city councilors. Call Brian Gomes. Call Linda Morad up there in Ward 1. Call Naomi Carney. By the way, it's Naomi Carney's birthday. Happy birthday, Councilor Carney. Call Enabru. Call Ryan Pereira and say, God, what are you doing? Call Shane Burgo and say, I'm sorry, Shane. You can sing at my next event, but you can't be my city council president. He has a beautiful voice, by the way. Do you know that today is Naomi Carney's birthday, right? I mentioned that. Do you know that Shane Burgo worked around the clock to elect Paul Heroux sheriff? One of the very first things Paul Heroux did was terminate Naomi Carney's position, making her unemployed. And now Naomi Carney is going to turn around and vote for Shane Burgo, the man who made her unemployed. Because, look, I pay very good attention to results, precinct by precinct voting results. I know Shane Burgo worked very hard to elect Paul Heroux sheriff of Bristol County. That's his right. But that resulted in Naomi Carney losing her job. And now she feels compelled to vote for Shane Burgo to be city council president? Give him a couple more grand a year when he took her job? Folks, you ever been laid off or terminated? Not only do you lose the financial part, but it's a real blow psychologically. Shane Burgo, leader of the Shane Denistas, arranged for Naomi Carney to lose her job. And now she's going to vote for him to be city council president. It's tragic. It really is. It's really, really tragic. You know what else is tragic? Having a crack in your windshield and not fixing it. Folks, there's no reason to let that crack grow. As it gets colder, water gets in there, freezes, thaws, freezes. It expands, puts you and your family in real jeopardy. But you don't have to have that any longer. Call Citywide Glass. They're in Dartmouth and Fall River. Make an arrangement with them. They'll send a mobile team of technicians right to your home or your office. They'll fix your windshield at your work or your house. You can set the appointment on citywideglass.net or Citywide Glass with a phone call in Dartmouth or Fall River. They'll send the mobile tech team out to your house. They'll fix it. They'll send it to your work and fix it. It's very easy, and it's a lot safer for your family as we head into the winter. To fix that crack in your windshield or any other glass you have. All insurance is accepted by Citywide Glass. Give them a call today. Stick around. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And that's Hell in a Bucket by the Grateful Dead, right? If you're going, might as well go in a bucket, right? Actually, if you're moving, you should call Long Moving and Storage, based in Westport. MoveWithLong.com. Perry Long and his crew, they've been doing this for years. In fact, we use them here at the radio station, WBSM, to move a lot of that heavy furniture from the 80s and big heavy file cabinets. With one phone call, they were gone, okay? So no matter what you're doing, if you're moving across town, if you're going up north, if you have to get a kid to college in January, you want to use Long Moving and Storage. It's a family-owned business, so you know they're going to take care of your stuff like it's their own, right? Long Moving and Storage, based in Westport, covers the entire South Coast. They can make your life a lot more stress-free, right? The days of getting a couple buddies with a pickup truck, those days are over, right? You need a professional. You need Perry and his crew. Long Moving and Storage. They pack it, haul it, and then they unpack it. It's absolutely fantastic. Long Moving and Storage, that's the team, the only team you need when it's time to make a move. Corporate, personal, moving your company, moving your belongings, whatever it is, reach out to the Long Moving and Storage team. They're the only ones you need to know. Go back to the phones. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, my friend.
What's happening?
Well, there you go again, as to quote one of our favorite presidents.
Yes.
Okay. Is this the Shane Burgo show or what?
It might be.
My friend, any publicity you give him is good publicity. His name is getting out there. To me, This is all poudre de les yeux, powder in the eyes. The thing that you should be getting onto is the mayor and his lack of helping the average person in New Bedford with ARPA funds that he got, with Community Preservation Act funds that he got to help reduce the tax rate and to help reduce the water bill. The mayor took to task the city council that they didn't apply for a grant, and he was right to do so during the COVID period, okay? Well, now he's got a chance to help a lot of people in New Bedford by, with the wave of his hand, taking some of these ARPA funds, which they're there and they're not there and they're allocated and they're earmarked and they're using all kinds of words for it, and helping everybody. And that would help with the housing situation because people would find it easier to live in New Bedford by paying less for their water bill or less for their taxes. I feel like Joey Zaza in the Godfather 3, where the Godfather, Mayor Mitchell, is having his chief of staff walk around giving money to people, and he goes by me and the rest of the people of the city and says, "Nothing for you," How much would it take to give people a few crumbs, that sort of stuff? So that's the issue. And even as I agree with him that we and I disagree with Shane. I don't think we should have an injection site. I don't think we should have a tent city. I agree with the mayor on that. He's right on that. But to not play Santa Claus around Christmas time, it would be a great political move to pull the rug right from underneath the city council and say, you didn't help the taxpayers, but I helped them with a lower water bill, or I helped them with a lower tax bill. Me, the mayor. But again, I feel like Joey Zaza. You know what I mean?
I do. Joey Zaza, that's...
Joey Zaza. And I feel the last thing will be somebody will come by and go, Joe, pow, Zaza, and I'm gone,
There was an article over the weekend. Ted Nesi writes on WPRI.com. It's on their app, too, for Channel 12. And he's a regular here on the program. Ted Nesi's column this on Saturday talked about how the Attorney General, Andrea Campbell, has moved to Dartmouth and speculated that maybe she's going to run for Congress. I doubt it because Attorney General is a much better job than being one of 300, particularly in the minority, down there in Washington. Being the state Attorney General is one of 50. But anyway, but they talked about how if she is going to run for that job, assuming that Keating's going to retire, there are two other people already really seriously thinking about it. One is Julian Sear, the state senator from the Cape. The other one is the mayor of New Bedford, John Mitchell.
It would be terrible. Because could you imagine if he was running for president against Donald Trump? Two stubborn guys banging heads. That again, the mayor, his friend, the governor, should appoint him to be a judge. He'd be a great judge. Great judge because he's got the personality for it, okay? But actually going up to Congress and trying to wheel and deal with some of those, he's not a compromiser, and neither is Trump, to tell you the truth. They're both my way or the highway guys, so the two guys banging heads for the presidency, that would be something, But,
not president. He's going to run for
I heard what you said.
Congress.
And
Okay.
Yeah, I took it to the presidency because they're both my way or the highway guys. You go to Congress, you can't be a my way or the highway guy. You got to deal and wheel and deal. You know that.
Oh, no, absolutely you do.
Anything, So that's not the position for him. But do you notice Andrea Campbell didn't move into the prestigious West End of New Bedford, and take one of those big mansion homes there that they're putting the sober houses into, okay? So she moved to Dartmouth. And I watched OTR, as I always do, to get, the Boston perspective.
Yes.
And they mentioned that she went to Dartmouth because it was a nice little town, okay? So you would think she would want to come to New Bedford, But again, why? The taxes are high. I'll go to Dartmouth where the taxes are lower. So, the New Bedford has to compete with the surrounding communities, too. And by the policies of this mayor, it's not doing it, So, again, I'm waiting to be like Joe Zaza and have somebody come by and relieve me of my motor coil because I can't afford to hire long movers to get me out of here. And I can't move myself. My friends are all old.
I bet you'd be surprised at how low their prices can be. But I get your point. I do. I absolutely do.
Okay, my friend. Okay, but please don't create a problem. You know how I feel about you with the other thing, and I don't think you wanted to create a problem. Like Donald Trump says, any publicity is good publicity.
Thank you, my friend. I'll take that to heart. 508-996-0500. It's not going to change what I do, though, because I just know that making an anti-police left-wing radical like Shane Burgo the president of the New Bedford City Council, when major members of the media are speculating that John Mitchell, mayor of the city, could be in Congress after the next election cycle. And there would be Shane Burgo strategically positioned to be the interim mayor. Is that what Brian Gomes wants? Is that what Naomi Carney wants? As she commutes now to Easton to Clapper races because she lost her job when Shane Burgo campaigned against her boss? And one of the first things Haru did, Sheriff Haru, was to eliminate Naomi Carney's position, to get rid of her. It's outrageous. 508-996-0500. I'm just saying that while I agree with the gentleman that publicity is good, I think when you lay it out for people that Shane Burgo's not like you, he doesn't pay taxes in the city of New Bedford. He didn't sign the letter opposing increasing the auto excise tax like every other council member did. I don't know how Brian Gomes, who spearheaded that effort, right, can support Shane Burgo when Shane Burgo refused to support him in his opposition to the governor. It's no small thing to stand up to the governor. Shane Burgo didn't do it. He didn't stand up for you. Brian Gomes did. Sean Oliver did. Leo Choquette. Every other member of the city council signed that letter. They all stood up for you. And now some of them, for one reason or another that I don't understand, are going to vote for Shane to be the city council president. It's outrageous. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, Chris.
Hello.
You do a good job informing the people about local politics around here. I just hope they listen.
Me too.
You're talking about, I think it's this lady from Boston, Campbell is her name?
Yeah, Andrea Campbell. I've interviewed her a couple times. She's the Attorney General. She's elected statewide.
Yeah, I maybe I shouldn't bring it up because I can't remember. Maybe you do. She was down here for some election. I remember she was on Route 6. I remember seeing her. And there was something that happened, an incident. I can't remember what it was. Do you? On Route 6 with her?
It's the wrong lady.
Oh, the wrong lady.
That's the wrong lady.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Get the wrong lady.
Totally wrong
anyway.
lady. But I mean, I that was a Republican actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I know what happened.
Yeah.
It was not Ms. Campbell at all.
So we won't even.
No. Let's not talk about it.
I just want to know, do you have an opinion on these drones?
Oh, listen, I have talked to friends in New Jersey. I listened to a bunch of different radio stations, to include one in New York City over the weekend. I have heard a lot of different theories. I think it is a lot of copycats, all right? And I do think that there's a lot of people now looking up in the sky that didn't look up before, but it's not all fake, and it's not all copycats. There's something going on, and I don't know what it is. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like everybody else, I don't know what's going on. It's just it's so strange, though, to have representatives from the White House, and a guy was just on, the guy that was Biden's security guy there.
Admiral Kirby?
No, down the border, in charge of Homeland Security.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I wanted him impeached. Mayorkas. They should have impeached him.
Yeah, he was just on, and he's just saying, don't worry, no concerns, but he's coming with all this stuff about, like it's nothing, but he's not telling you what they are. It's so strange,
That's the guy who let the Chinese spy balloon fly across the entire country, gathering data. I mean, I don't trust him, do you?
No, he's got no, you can't believe what he says. I mean, his past record, but it's so strange. He's coming out all the time saying, don't worry, it's nothing. It's nothing. But what a strange government. What a incompetent people.
We are living in a very dangerous time because we have a president who is using his official powers, but we know, based on his own appointees, that he's not mentally capable of even standing trial, never mind leading the free world.
Yeah, in my lifetime, I never seen anything like this. They're saying, well, it's an injustice to the people. It's criminal. Not tell them if they know what they are. Tell the people, because people are panicking. They say that people are going to take the law in their own hands. They're going to shoot them down or something. Yeah,
and that's not a good idea because, and thanks for the call, my friend, what goes up must come down, right? So I know that our fearless governor made a press statement about him. But, there are drones all over the place. And most of them are benign. They're not going to, I don't even know that these are going to do anything to hurt you. Right? I don't know what's going on. 508-996. I got a bunch of people on hold, but I do have to take a break. I'm Chris McCarthy. Stick around. We'll be right back. And we're doing the mini miracle right now. It's the holiday season, so WBSM and the United Way of Greater New Bedford are looking to make a mini miracle for a 7-month-old. Little Scarlett and her mom, Megan. Scarlett was born with a cleft palate. Basically, she's got a hole in her mouth, and surgery can fix it. But it's very hard for her to eat without choking, so her mom has to work around the clock taking care of her and with special formula and bottles. But look, it's really not a problem if money can solve it, right? So we're raising money to get Scarlett a surgery and to help her mom out, right? Because the bills are piling up because it's very difficult for her to make it work as a single mom and taking care of the baby, right? With a hole in its mouth. So we got a bunch of people together and we're raising money. Mini Miracle on WBSM is brought to you by Sousa Family Orthodontics, First Citizens Federal Credit Union, Boca Restaurant here in Fairhaven, Caskin Pig and Ale House, Fall River Municipal Credit Union, Leach Garage and Auto Body, Stallion Plumbing and Heating and Cooling, New Bedford Fire Union Local 841. They're all chipping in money. You say, Chris, how do I get involved? Very easy. Just click on Mini Miracle at the top of WBSM.com. Go to our website, WBSM.com. Click on the Mini Miracle at the top of the website, or go to the WBSM app. Click on Mini Miracle, make a donation, small or large. It's going to all be thrown together. We're going to come up with a ton of money, and we're going to help this little girl and her mother, right? It's pretty simple. That's the solution. I hope you'll get involved. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Thanks for holding.
What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
Tell me.
So, talking about what you were just talking about, the mini miracle. I was talking to somebody yesterday. We were talking about, the Bible. We were talking about religion and stuff, and money came up. And the typical talking point was money is the root of all evil, right? That's what people say. But the reality is it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. And money is a tool. Money is a tool.
Yep.
Just like a hammer, right? A hammer can be used to build a house, or a hammer can be used to tear down a house. Money can be used to build a family up, or it can be used for nefarious reasons. This is an opportunity to use your tool, your money, to build a family up. That's just something that popped in my head yesterday, and I figured that was pretty
I love that, Ray.
What
I
you were
think
talking about.
that is great. I love that, Ray. We're going to take a quick. If you're on hold, stay there. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
Shotgun, that is awesome. What a, it's funny when kids call shotgun, usually the kid that calls shotgun is already almost got the seat. So I lost a lot of those shotgun calls because you didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, shotgun, seat, and then the kid's already in it. So
that's what Shane's pulling.
What a crappy thing. I remember going to Lincoln Park as a kid and two families in one car, and then someone calls shotgun, and I'm sitting in the back with the ugly sister from my neighbor. So anyway, it is pretty funny. That was awesome. I think that Shane's off on a couple of things, and he should realize it really quick because everyone else realizes it. He's definitely off on timing. Like maybe 4 years ago, defund the police was popular, but it was rejected by the voters in this last election massively. Yep. That safety was way up on the top. It was like number 2 for women and number 3 for men, and that was pretty rejected. Also, BLM, that was good at the time that it came out. It made awareness, but people like Colin Kaepernick lost their NFL career over it, and it's kind of over at this point, especially after all the malfeasance of money that was given to BLM. So people are not interested in a socialist, Marxist, nay, communist agenda. And, maybe you can smile a lot and try to slip it in with an extra, Charisse hot dog or something. But, the reality, rubber meets the road, is people have to work. People are trying to retain their taxes and have a better life. And he needs to refocus because he's off by 4 years at least. And I think everyone is on to him. So anyway.
I appreciate the call. Thank you, Mike. All good points. Guys, we're coming to the end of the hour, but we'll do it again in the next hour. If you didn't get through in this hour, please stick around. Stay on hold if you'd like through the news. Being a city councilor is hard enough getting reelected without having to drag Shane Burgo over the